Greetings, people. Yard reviews. Right now, this is the movie news section of the show. Me and Irv going to go through some tidbits of news that's been going on for the past week. So, Irv, what's the first order of business?
Firstly, we have George Clooney teaming up with Peter Tolan and Bennett Miller.
Okay.
They're creating a sort of dark comedy based on the movie industry in the 90s. And obviously, George Clooney was quite big in the 90s with his run on ER and all the movies he was in. So the show is going to be based on the industry from the perspective of the people who worked in these agencies and what have you. And they're saying that his memories of that time will kind of inspire the storylines.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's not a lot of information yet.
It's cool to see that he's doing a TV show from that perspective, which is cool. I mean, it's kind of like giving a different side of the industry, like what Entourage kind of did for us as like the movie star with the obvious entourage. You know what I mean? What they do and how they get you know the boss and you know what I mean, how they get their step into fame. Right now, if they're doing something from like a agents and like film producers perspective and these studio execs and stuff like that, they need to make sure they give the real and the raw. They can't give this fairy tale and gloss over that Hollywood is all legit type stuff.
Well, it might, because it's been described as a sort of darker side of comedy. And
it needs to be real.
An hour-long episode.
It needs to be legit. Like it needs to be like legit. Like get into the nitty gritty, and then I'd be interested in watching something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to get to the nitty gritty, and you know what I mean.
See how things are run.
Exactly. Because come on now, with a whole bunch of stuff we've been seeing coming to light these days, these execs, they don't pull any punches. To be honest with you, they're doing people dirty, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if it's done right.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, we can move on to now.
So Social Network, if you watch the film, was based on the story of the Facebook whatever phenomenon. Now they are looking to create the same sort of story, but on the story of McDonald's and how McDonald's
That's crazy,
came to what it is now. So the guy so McDonald's is owned by, well, it's not owned. The original McDonald's was founded by two guys called Mac and Dick McDonald, and then Ray Kroc bought the company from them, and now it's what it is now.
No, so franchise and stuff. Yeah.
And so it's just going to be the come up of that sort of
storyline.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, that sounds interesting. I mean, as far as my take on that whole thing, I think that really and truly, if it's done right, it will be interesting to watch. But I mean, McDonald's is one of these fast food giants. You know, they've been killing people for years. You know what I mean? And I'm still doing it now, still going on strong. You know what I mean? Regardless of the fact. And yeah, that's my opinion. I don't really care what people say about that. But McDonald's is destroying lives and it's destroying a lot of young kids out there. You guys should stop eating McDonald's. There are better things out there to eat. Anyway, watching that how they came from a humble, you know, simple fast food restaurant to this big franchise bought out by these corporate, you know, multi-millionaire people would be interesting. I mean, if you get the right actor, to get the right director behind it, it would be really interesting to see. Yeah, you know, why not? So what's the next thing we can move on to?
We will apparently here in the UK get a new theme park, and it's going to be themed around the BBC.
Interesting.
So BBC and Paramount Pictures have done created a $2 billion deal, £2 billion pound deal, sorry.
Yeah.
And the park will have attractions based on like Doctor Who, Top Gear, and Sherlock, and possibly Star Trek and Transformers, because obviously they owned by Paramount. And it'll be based just outside London in Kent, and then it's just going to have a massive project of, you know, getting a monorail sort of link set up so people can visit. Go. Yeah, and it should be. It was planned to be open for 2020.
Okay.
So it's not that far off, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, to be honest with you, that's great. I'm looking forward to that. But what would be really interesting, what would be a real deal breaker they need to do, if they're doing BBC and BBC is involved, they need to do a 1912, 1914, 15 set of Birmingham and Peaky Blinders getting involved. Because if they don't do that, then they're not.
What's going to be the ride? Like, how?
No, you don't know where you go to the garrison. No, you can get the privilege to go into the garrison. They need to build the replica of the garrison.
That would be
dope. Go to the garrison and just have a couple drinks.
That would be dope.
And just have all the people dressed up just like that. Yeah. I would spend my hard-earned money and go
just
to the garrison.
Just to go and get a drink there.
Yeah. and just be like, yo, I'm at the Garrison, you know, selfie at the Garrison, everything at the Garrison. Yeah, guys, do that, and I'm at your park every day.
I like that.
Just for my drinks. I go to your park just for the drinks.
I like that.
Straight up. Just have drinks. I buy season ticket for drinks only at the Garrison. But anyway, just think about that, mull over at BBC, you know what I mean? It might be a good idea to do that, get it going, and I'll be with it 100%. But other than that, yeah, I'll go and check it out. I mean, come on, it's here, so why not?
Why not? Exactly.
So, yeah, next order business.
There's going to be a new miniseries called American Crime Story, and it's going to be similar to like the American Horror Story series, where each season is a different sort of
set of characters,
different set of characters, different storyline. So the first one is going to be called American Crime Story: The People v. O.J. Simpson, and Cuba Gooding Jr. will play O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
So the guy who's involved in American Horror Story and parts of Nip Tuck and Glee, Ryan Murphy, is the guy who's creating this new miniseries, and it's saying that Sarah Paulson will be cast as lawyer Marcia Clark.
Okay. Very interesting. I mean, the guys from American Horror Story, they're doing good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the writing is brilliant. You know, what they're doing is great, and they're taking the same kind of anthology, you know, method with everything that they're doing and putting it towards these realistic crime stories. I'm looking forward. I mean, Cuba Gooding Jr. is he's a Oscar winner. He hasn't really been doing much recently, and to see him come back in a form like TV, this could be his type of resurrection role. You know what I mean? Do like a brilliant thing. So if he can pull off that proper performance and just knock it out of the park, then you know what I mean. It could be a good look. So.
I like the idea of that. I'm quite fascinated by crime stories. So to see it, and it's going to be like these stories will be based on crimes that
really
part
happen.
of American history.
Yeah. Well, if it's done well, then I'll be very interested in watching it. And if these people, horror stories, pull their stuff together, and do it right. I mean, if it's gonna have a little bit of fiction in there, fine, but keep it kind of legit. You know what I mean? Like, don't keep it, too much in the fiction zone. Keep it as close as the thing as you possibly can.
I agree.
And keep it as vague as possible, because he won the case, but who knows, he might not even be innocent.
We don't know.
You know what I mean?
That's another story.
Yeah, but keep it legit. But anyway, let's move on. What's the next order of business?
So apparently Al Pacino has met with Marvel Studios, and if that's not exciting enough, there are possibly 5 roles for him that could come about. The first one is Peter Quill's dad. And the second one is Mephisto. Is that right?
Yeah. He's like a devil character, in Marvel.
And he's played the devil.
Devil's Eye, and was really good.
And he was good, Baron Mordo.
Yeah, I think that's the villain, the arch nemesis for Doctor Strange, which is really cool. I mean, that's interesting as well.
And then the ancient one, who is Mordo's mentor.
Yeah, he's another person too.
And then the final character is Mandarin.
So the actual Mandarin, like the real life Mandarin. Yeah. That's interesting, I mean, Al Pacino is like, he has the age, he can play these, these old looking villains and stuff like that. And if he's interested, he said he saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
That would be so amazing.
Trust me, if Al Pacino gets involved, that's gonna put Marvel to like another level right now. That's like you're taking it up to like another.
That's
plateau.
Another like.
You know what I mean? That's another saying.
Arena,
I mean, DC's going hard still. DC's putting bats to the wall, and making things happen. But I mean, Marvel though, they've been on a roll, and their role is going pretty well right now. So
if this
to
happens,
bag somebody like Al
Pacino, do you know what that means?
Yeah, that just means that Al Pacino is going to be making more bread. You know what I mean? More money in the bank.
That would be crazy.
Trust me, they're just backing up the Brinks truck.
The Godfather is going to be in Marvel.
Well, there you go.
That's
Disney,
crazy.
Good old Disney. But I'm looking forward to it. Any role he plays, I'm with it.
He's gonna knock it out of the park regardless.
One of the greatest actors to ever walk the face of this earth, and I'm looking forward to what he puts on the screen. So next order of business.
So in 2016, Pixar's sequel to Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, will be released, and the plot for the story has come out. So it goes that, if I've got this right, Dory is now living with Marlin and Nemo on their reef, and she goes on a school trip with Nemo, and on the trip her memory's triggered and they begin an adventure that will lead to her family. But the twist is that the whole movie takes place in the Marine Biology Institute of California, so there'll be new characters, a new setting and all of that. And then she learns that she was born and raised and was like in this institute and then released into the ocean while she was still young. So there's like a whole endless possibilities of what could happen, and then I'm assuming there'll be sequels after that. Yeah,
well, I mean, you have a whole story can build off. No, you're going into this other character now who was always interested from the beginning.
Yeah.
And now you're delving into her backstory now, which is great because I have the whole memory thing.
Yeah.
So this could probably be like what triggered it and or how she came about, and that's just like going into like a whole other realm.
So I'm assuming you get to meet her family. Eugene Levy and Diane Keaton are voicing her parents.
Okay.
And would also apparently Idris Elba and Dominic West from The Wire will be lending their voices to the film. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Can't wait to hear Idris.
Yeah. I hope I'm doing a British accent. I hope I'm not going.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool if he goes British on them.
They have to, because if it's like a marine sort of
he's probably like
you've got to have creatures from everywhere, so that'd be fun.
So that'd be nice. Yeah, but I think it's dope actually. I mean, I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah. So what's the next order of business?
And finally, what's his name? Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
Is attached to a project that's based on what's meant to be like the most prolific killer in American history.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Charles Cullen, and he was a registered nurse. He was arrested in 2003 for being convicted and killing up to 40 patients over the course of his 16-year career.
Yeah.
But apparently he's killed up to around 400 other people, and he's given them like overdose to stop them from going into cardiac arrest or respiratory arrest. So
he's doing like the angel of death type vibe.
So that's the kind of storyline that this movie will be going down, which is I like it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, from his Aronofsky on it, then that's going to be visually insane. I mean, the guy can direct, the guy can shoot, the guy can, and if you give him a good story and you give him something to work with, he's going to churn out a masterpiece. So I have faith in this film.
I don't know who's going to be playing the lead.
Well, he just needs to get that proper actor. He just needs to get that right actor just to nail that role. Yeah, that psychopathic role. So and it shouldn't be hard to find because you have so much good ones out there. And I wanted to, for that role, I wanted to pick somebody out of left field who you think can't do it.
Yeah, because that's what's been happening.
Kind of like with Steve Carell with this whole thing. So people. Anyway, thank you so much for viewing. Remember to subscribe to the show, youtube.com/YardyReviews, as well as email us at yardy.reviews@gmail.com, as well as follow us on Twitter at YardyReviews, and also remember to link up Irv's WordPress, big picture small screen.wordpress.com. All the reviews, all the news, all the good stuff is on there. Her blog post as well, so check that out. Anyway guys, me and Irv signing out. Big up yourself.